This wasn't about a popcorn bucket, it was something far worse, beyond your imagination.
You have an arrest warrant, they don't have an arrest warrant. Let them sell me my popcorn bucket. I have the relevant article. They're denying me the popcorn bucket. It's nonsense and go ahead, sue me.
At what point does a simple trip to the movies for a popcorn bucket end up in shouting, shoving, and someone losing their mind?
They're breaking the law, I'm not. That's why you're breaking the law, I'm just defending myself. I just want them to sell me my popcorn bucket.
At what point does a simple popcorn bucket end up in shouting, shoving, and someone losing their mind?
With pressure, Profeco, they're discriminating against me. You're discriminating against me.
At what point does an object stop being something fun and become something for which someone is willing to make a fool of themselves in front of everyone? Why did this guy react like that? Was it really just a popcorn bucket? Or is it the result of something that's been growing for a while?
He's carrying about 3 popcorn buckets. One person taking 3 DeLorean popcorn buckets. Just look at that, straight for resale.
What you're seeing isn't an isolated case, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Reselling in Mexico has shifted from a business to a system. A system that's killing the hobby. Today we're going to talk about why you can't find Hot Wheels anymore, why you get to the shelves and they're empty, why you go to any retail store and there's no decent collectible, why the treasure hunts never make it onto the pegs, how long it's been since you found a super treasure hunt, a chase, or any figure for your collection directly at a retail store, and most importantly, why is it now so complicated and so frustrating to collect, or even outside of collecting, to get something special, something you want to eat, something that should be very easy and that anyone could get.
He hasn't paid for them. No, you understand that he can't. No, that's not your business.
In collecting, there's something we're not realizing and that no one is telling us, and this hurts. What you see here are just simple toys, and today people fight, argue, and even end up in jail to get one of them.
Speak with the person in charge. The gentleman already...
When Lord Palomera's video went viral, many commented, "That's not normal, he's crazy, why does he act like that? Why is he so anxious?" A lot of people made fun of him, others tried to justify him, but the reality is that he had something more going on. I don't think it was just about the popcorn bucket. He had anxiety, he had the need to win, to have something unique that no one else could get. And this is where something very important comes in, the psychology of scarcity. When something is limited, our brain perceives it as something valuable, as something that maybe only we could have, and that puts us above someone else. It doesn't matter anymore if you need it or not, you want it because you feel that if you don't grab it at that moment, you've already lost it and you'll have to pay a lot of money for it if you really want to have it in your collection, or even if you really want to get that piece. And that's exactly what many brands are taking advantage of. Limited editions, exclusive pieces, unique events where only a chosen few can attend. Everything is designed to generate FOMO and urgency. Brands aren't improvising, they're designing so that you buy, they're conditioning you. In the case of Hot Wheels, a lot of people buy boxes hoping to find a super treasure hunt. With Funkos, there are limited editions released every year. There are also surprise packs. In Yara's case, they've released Fast and Furious cars, which may include a special edition. What about convention pieces limited to only 3,000 or 4,000 units? Obviously, we all want to have these pieces. It happened to us at San Diego Comic-Con with the Back to the Future piece, which today sells for a really high price. But here's where the real problem comes in. When you combine scarcity with resellers and people who just want to make a profit, everything falls apart. There are no more rules, no more respect. A few years ago at least, they had the decency to do it behind the scenes. So we wouldn't notice. Now they don't care.
We've already got the Roscas, right? They're arriving tonight. I'm bringing 7 pallets.
At H in Belinda Vista, they open the boxes in the back room and take out all the TH and STH.
No, that's not fair. How could you think that? No way.
If there are only 10 pieces, one person takes all 10 pieces, without caring about anything else. And that's exactly what we saw in that video. It wasn't about the popcorn bucket, it was about control. Saying, I'm going to have one of these pieces, or maybe I can make a lot of money if I get this piece. This popcorn bucket you're seeing was worth around 1,500 pesos. A little more, a little less. But today, On the resale market, it can cost up to 3,000, 4,000, even 5,000. You know what's the saddest part of all? That in a Facebook post, someone said they had more than 50 popcorn buckets, even before they went on sale. You could only get this popcorn bucket if you were a special guest or a member. It's a promotion they have there for frequent customers. Later on, it was made available to the general public. But the first people who had them were members or movie buffs, the ones who always go to the movies. How did this person manage to get 50 popcorn buckets? How do other sellers get 10, 20, 30, 40? What's their secret? Now let's talk about what nobody wants to say but we all know. The Hot Wheels boxes. How many times have you shown up and been told they just opened a box, but there's nothing good left? It's not a coincidence, it's not bad luck. It's just that it was already gone. Many of you have written to me saying exactly the same thing. Tonyo, I was there and saw them open the boxes. At the supermarket, nothing ever showed up. Even at events where we've recorded, the boxes are already open and tampered with. There's nothing inside.
Well, basically very little. Like I told you, this happens because we already know what goes on here.
And this is where things get more serious, because this doesn't start at the store. It starts before that. From the warehouses, in distribution, from the promoters, this is an open secret. The best pieces are set aside before they reach the public. But why does this happen? Why does the system allow it? Why is a super treasure hunt worth more on resale than what someone earns in a day? Because there are people willing to pay for it. A secondary market is created. The marketplace is flooded with sellers trying to sell Hot Wheels pieces, collectible figures, popcorn buckets for double or triple what they actually cost. And the worst part is that they actually sell. That's why you always go to the store and never find anything. Everything that's there already has an owner, already has someone's name on it, even before it gets to the store. And you only find what nobody wants, what nobody wanted. But this isn't just about collecting. It happens everywhere. We already saw it with the Roscas de Reyes.
There won't be enough for me.
There's enough. There's enough.
To me, they have no manners.
What's wrong with you, ma'am?
Don't take them all. Leave some for the others.
We arrived early. There are no limits.
Here's the uncomfortable part. It's easy to blame the reseller, but the real question is, who buys from them? If a 35 peso toy car is sold for 500, someone pays for it. The problem isn't the price, it's the high demand it has. We all want to have that super treasure hunt, we all want to have that collectible figure, we all want to have that chase. As long as there's someone willing to pay whatever it takes, this will never end. And I get it, because I'm a collector too. I've also felt that I want it now, I want it right then and there. But we need to make something clear. This feeds the system. This allows it to keep existing and for us to have many Lord Palomeras who fight over that piece so they can resell it for double or triple the price. That's why many people are changing. They no longer hunt or shop around, they prefer premium brands, buy directly and pay more to avoid frustration. I have friends who end up buying whole boxes just for 2 or 3 pieces and the rest they sell, take to stores or give away. Because sometimes it's cheaper to just buy a box than to be fighting with scalpers, with sellers, or going to stores and getting frustrated. But then, is there no solution anymore? Is collecting over? Is collecting already dead? Is there any way to fix this? Yes, there is, but it has to change. We already saw this some time ago with the Costco cakes. There were a lot of people lining up for those cakes, fighting over them, even insulting each other for them. The resellers wanted to have them also they could sell them for double or triple the price. We stopped buying Costco cakes. People stopped buying them. The same thing happened with Roscas de Reyes. What happened to that guy who bought a lot of Roscas de Reyes and then couldn't sell them anymore?
I'm worried since it's January 6th and last year we had sold everything by the 5th. Honestly, it's got me down.
The Roscas de Reyes from Costco were left over. The secret is there, in the community coming together, in the community saying, thinking, understanding that there are many ways we can stop this. Stop paying absurd prices and don't take it the wrong way. I have many friends who are sellers and who give fair prices, who really look for ways to help and support themselves financially without hurting, without screwing over the collector, because that's what's happening. At the end of the day, we're messing up something we love, the hobby, and this is going to end at some point. The hype has already gone down a lot. It's not like before, it's already changing. There are fewer collectors now, they're moving on to other brands, and the greedy resellers themselves are making this die out faster than it should. Something we should do is go back to the beginning, Go back to what started many years ago, respecting each other and respecting the hobby we love so much. So next time you see Lord Palomera, don't see him as a meme, see him as a sign of what's happening to a lot of people. Lord Palomera is the reflection of a seller or a reseller, whatever you want to call it, who couldn't get his product, who was looking for a way to make money. I don't know if it was easy or hard, because that's for each person to judge, but he wanted a piece that surely, as people say on social media, I can't confirm it, and here I can't say whether he was a reseller who wanted this piece because he had already sold it. We don't know, maybe he's a collector who really wanted to have it and at the end of the day wanted to get it at a fair price. Nothing justifies what he did. Nothing justifies risking your freedom, risking your integrity, and exposing yourself for any object. Whether it's a popcorn bucket, a Hot Wheels, whatever you want, any kind of collectible, nothing is worth putting yourself at risk for. For something that's physical, for something that at the end of the day is still just a toy, it's just a simple popcorn bucket. And I know what you're going to say here. Popcorn bucket collectors consider it rare and valuable, but look what's behind me. Two popular popcorn buckets, including one with a light, were once highly sought after, but I finally got them at the flea market. Guess how much I paid? One for 40 pesos, the other for 300 pesos. So, time for reflection. Let's come together. Let's work on killing that FOMO. Let's understand that collecting can be something beautiful, something wonderful, something that can offer a lot to many of us. But if we don't respect it and we all want a piece of the pie, it's going to end up dying, just like many other collectibles have. Where are Masters of the Universe? Where are the bootleg toys, which at one time were highly sought after and highly valued? Today, that market is almost dead. Leave me your comments. What do you think about Lord Palomera? And if you like this video, share it, give me a like, support me by leaving a comment. Remember, this is Custom Mexico. See you in the next one. Think about it. We're doing something wrong and we haven't realized it. Goodbye.